Yeah, I'm at 1,500 feet. I get frost every winter. I get near desert heat in the summer, and I grow everything in my books, and so can you. But here's your rule of thumb for your success with succulents. When it comes to watering, look at the plant and its shape and moisture content will tell you how much water it wants. If it is full and fat and fleshy with water, like a cactus, right? It's not going to want a lot of water because it stores so much. But if it's a thin-leaved succulent, it'll probably want more, like a cedar. Give your succulents half a day sun and the rest of the day dappled sunlight or bright shade, okay? And that's true for the majority of succulents. From my book, Designing with Succulents, and the caption reads, "If these plants could talk, they would say, the light is over there." What are they doing? They're leaning in the direction of greatest light. They're growing toward the light. You especially see this in flowers. Flowers just kind of shoot like arrows toward the greatest sun. Okay, so she's moved, and her echeverias are showing some sign of scorching. It's like you're suddenly put out into full sun and you don't gradually acclimate to that, you will get sunburned. Aloes and crassulas, those are the ones that were read before you. The one on the left has been grown in bright shade, dappled sun, ample water. It's happy as a clam, but the one you want is the one on the right. It has more challenging conditions, dry, hot, sun, and it's kind of envying the one on the left. The difference is sun. And if you've noticed that your succulents that are maybe red in the summer have turned green, it's because of all the rain and overcast weather we've been having. They haven't had as much sun. And here's an example from my garden. Aloe dorotheae is known for turning brilliant red. It's reverted to green. You can see that it's still a little bit red, but not so much. And that's normal for this time of the year. UV rays hit the leaves, and the plant's like, oh my gosh, I can't move, I can't get under shelter, what am I gonna do? It sends chemicals from its tissues to the surface. They're called anthocyanins, and they're the same thing that you see in autumn leaves that change color. And those chemicals come to the surface and they act as a natural sunscreen because plants can't run into shade when they feel that they're getting sunburned. Aeoniums are from the Canary Islands. They're a little bit finicky for me to grow because I get frost and they don't like frost. And I get near desert heat and they don't like extreme heat. I grow them as understory plants under trees so the canopy protects them. But I grow about 14 different species of Aeonium. They love it here. We give them conditions very similar to their native habitat. I'm sure many of you have Aeoniums. You know what's interesting is you'd think that if we can grow Aeoniums so effortlessly, that they could grow them in Florida and Hawaii. Aeoniums can't handle summer rainfall, and they don't like the humidity. Agaves come from the Southwest and Mexico. So they can handle our temperature extremes and our rainfall and then nothing for 6 months. They're cool with that. However, what they cannot handle, and you must pay attention to this because this is crucial, is the agave snout weevil. It's a little black bug. I have tons of information about it on my website. It has a proboscis, a snout, that drills into the core of the agave. It lays eggs in that hole. The larva eats away the core of the agave. Or if that happens to your neighbor's agave, they're on the march to yours. And they're a flightless beetle. So they walk. They come into your yard on contaminated nursery stock, or they walk in from your neighbor's garden. Go to DebraLeeBaldwin.com and read about the agave snout weevil, because you will have to deal with it. We all know about Jade. We're all indifferent to Jade. You should know that there are many wonderful Jade cultivars. grow just as easily and effortlessly as regular Crassula ovata and will give you so much interest in your garden. The only thing about Jade is that it is frost tender. Otherwise, it is such a tough, beautiful shrub. The Jades and the Aloes will turn red for you. They'll turn yellow. So do plant them and enjoy them. Start them from cuttings. Do you know that mesembryanthemum was one of my first words as a child? Because it was spring and a whole hillside was covered with it. And I said, what's that? And whatever parent was in the car had the wherewithal to say mesembryanthemum. And I think my second plant word was nasturtium, but that's neither here nor there. There are numerous ice plants, numerous mesembryanthemums. And in Northern California, if you say to somebody, grow ice plant, they get this horrified look because pickleweed or pig face, botanical term is Carpobrotus, has invaded the coastal cliffs, and they have to have volunteers pulling that plant because it's crowding out the natives and it's destabilizing the cliffs because it's heavy. We have a lot of it here in San Diego. So again, it's a question of what is the right plant for the right location? What is the plant trying to tell you? Carpobrotus is trying to tell you, I will eat your chain link fence. But the ice plants that I recommend, the ones I was showing you blooming beautifully, those are nowhere near as invasive as Carpobrotus. Ice plant refers to a lot of different plants, not just that one. Fertilize. Yes, I have a YouTube video on how I fertilize mine. Out in the garden plants, I like to fertilize for the rainstorms. Go to DebraLeeBaldwin.com and you type in fertilizer, you'll get more information. As far as a liquid fertilizer that I use for my potted plants, I prefer either fish emulsion or a tea made from composted cow manure. And where do these like to grow? Okay, these are kalanchoes. I prefer to grow these in containers, not in the ground. Why do you wear a furry sweater? Because protected from cold. That's what furry plants do. And those with longer filaments are actually creating their own shade. So it's a marvelous adaptation to temperature extremes. Kalanchoes, however, in general, are frost tender. Why is a smooth-leaved plant like that and these fuzzy-leaved plants, why are they in the same genus? I don't know the answer. And that sounds to me like the subject of a newsletter or even a video.